Alright, good afternoon YouTube. So it's a bit different from my usual videos. I apologize about that. I was making a trip to my mom's place over in Baltimore. I live in Delaware, and something just came over me and I decided, why not shoot a video here? So I apologize for the unusualness. I'm standing up. You can see I just bought these really nice shoes. I don't know if you can get that. Matches my blazer. But I'm standing up, and I think it's actually a good change for me because when you're sitting down, you're speaking from a point of comfort. You don't really see too many people get their point across when they're sitting down. So I like the fact that I'm standing up. I might keep it this way. I like the fact that I can use my hands more effectively to speak. And I do apologize for not posting videos as regular as possible. There's been a lot going on in my life. I think I'm going to sit for the CFA exam this coming June. Work's been crazy, family, you name it. But hey, I'm here again with another video. The topic that I want to talk about is just growing old and becoming a man. So I was sitting in church and I was praying, and I was like, man, thank you, God, for everything you've done for me. And thank you for shaping me to be a great young man. And I paused at that second. The reason why I paused was I was wondering to myself, am I a young man or am I a man? And I thought, look, I'm a man. I'm not a young man anymore because I don't do young things anymore. And I feel like society, especially with, my generation, millennials, we like to cling to things that are young. If I tell somebody like, yeah, you're an old man, they get defensive. They say, no, I'm still young. I still have a full head of hair. I still have my beard intact. And I don't think there's anything wrong with growing and becoming a wiser man and becoming older. The only time when it's a problem is when you're not ready to face your responsibilities. For example, you have a lot of men who they're not ready to take on life. They're not ready to become fathers. They might be fathers, but bringing a child into this world does not automatically make you a man. You have to accept the responsibility of that human being, of that child. And then you can say, okay, I'm a man. But you have a lot of people who they're not ready for that. They're scared of it, and they find ways to run away from their responsibilities. And you work a 9 to 5, then you come home, you got to think about buying a house, you got to think about making your wife happy, you got to think about there are a lot of things that are hard, but that doesn't mean you have to shy away from it and run away from it and continue to hide behind this young man that you want to be. So I have a friend, he's welcoming his first son, and that's a beautiful thing, and that's something where I see him and I recognize him as a man. I have another friend who I just talked to, and he's purchasing his first house. And when I say he's purchasing his first house, this is, like, I don't know how many rooms, but he showed me the picture, and it is crazy. And he also has a son, and he also has a girlfriend that I know he'll soon be making his wife. But hey, these are things that come with being a man, okay? Being a man is facing your responsibility and not shying away from it. Now, when I think of young men, what's the difference between a young man and a man? Well, when you're a young man, you do young things, and that's, I guess, acceptable. So, for example, I know a lot of men who are young men that continue to go to the club. Now, there's nothing wrong with an occasional, I guess, club visit here and there. Now, by occasional, if a friend of mine is celebrating a birthday, he's graduating from school, whatever he wants to do, if he wants to take that to the club and he invites me, I'll share that moment with him. But as a man, what exactly are you looking for in a club? What exactly are you looking for? Because when you're a man, you have responsibilities. God is giving you a job to do in life, whether that's take care of children or whether that's take care of family, but you have a designated job. So for me going out to the club on a Saturday night where it's just a regular thing, I gotta get up and go to church in the morning. I have to get up and either, visit my mom or talk to a sibling or talk to a peer. Like, there's always a demand on my life where I can't just continue to be lackadaisical, So when men tell me like, hey, I go to the club every week or I go to the club just to have fun, just to unwind, it's like, look, there are plenty of things that are productive and aren't bad habits that you can use to unwind. The reason why I think going to the club very often is a bad habit is, what exactly are you looking for in the club? Is it the music? I mean, you can sit at home and listen to good music and dance, and you can invite friends over. And don't mistake going to the club for a nice little kickback. I think there are more mature ways for you to enjoy company. You know, when you think about going to the club, it's more so a random group of strangers. I mean, you don't know the next person that you're going to the club with. Now, you might have a little group, you know, but at the end of the day, you're going to a place where you're going to listen to music, probably drink a lot, and look, men are going to the club to look for women. And that's another thing that I want to get into. A man is somebody who, you know, he understands that he can't treat his fellow man in a terrible way. When I say fellow man, that goes fellow man or woman. So a man is not out here, you know, trying to take advantage of women. And when I see young men, when I think of young men, you're still experimenting. You're still maybe not sure of your purpose as a young man. You know, so men, like, what would I even qualify as a man? If you're over 25, you need to be a man. You don't need to be. You're not a young man. And if you're over 25 and you're classifying yourself as this young man, you either don't have the right mentors, you either don't have like a father in your life, or I mean, you're just comfortable. Those three things are deadly to a man. So I was sitting here praying, and I changed my prayer. I said, thank you for shaping me into a great man, because I put away all the things that I used to do when I was young. And I had my fun. There were things that I used to do that I can't bring myself to doing right now. And I'm here to tell you, it's okay to get older. It's okay to get wiser. It's okay to man up to things and take on responsibility. And that's when, you know, beautiful things are going to be drawn to you. So if you're a man and you take care of everything that you're supposed to do and you love God, you're going to find your wife. That's going to fall into place. I'm not saying you have to run to the club or run to Tinder and chase things, but men attract other nice things. You understand? Like, when I meet a fellow man, it's like, man, this is somebody that I want to hang out with. This is somebody that I want to invite out to the game with me. You know, this is somebody where if I'm thinking about something and I need a second opinion, I know, well, hey, this guy's a man. You know, I might want to get his opinion. But when you meet these young men who are like 26, 27, I'm 27. You know, when I meet people who are my peers and they strike me as young men, because every other word is, you know, let's go with this chick, let's go with that chick, or yo, let's go out to the club, let's go out here. I don't think of them as counselors. I don't think of them when I need advice, because I know I don't want to be in their situations. But I have a lot of good friends where you might not even talk. You might not talk for years, but I know, because like they've shown me, like, hey, I am somebody that is looking forward to the future. I'm not scared of responsibility. I'm ready to take things on, and you know, I'll pick up the phone and say, hey, what do you think about this? And it'll be as if we never even stopped talking. You know, so I encourage all men 25 and up, look at your life, reevaluate yourself, and really ask yourself, am I a man or am I still a young man? And if you're 25 and over and you're a young man, you're not ready to take on the world. You're not ready to lead a family. You're not ready to become the man that you ultimately want to be. Because most men, most young men, I mean, you're talking to these guys who they don't have any goals. They don't have any plans. You say, where do you see yourself 10 years? They'll tell you, oh, I see myself settled down, you know, with a family. Most men want to be the leader of a family. But you're not going to become that leader of a family or the leader of a household or a husband if you're not practicing what you preach. You know, you have to have good habits. You have to make sure that everything you're doing now is in some way, shape, or form helping you get to where you want to go. So that's all I wanted to say. I just had this thought, and you know, sorry about the background noise. I have my mom in the back and she's cooking, and I'm very hungry. So hope you guys enjoyed this topic, and till we meet again.